Hey, it's me, Big P. I wanted to quickly go over the progress of the Perforate of Bloodshed Gladiator. Made a couple notable improvements as we're pushing into red maps. Most notably, dropped a cool axe that we were able to get a little over 300 DPS on the one hand, and we are now fully into block and shield. I'll just mouse over all the gear real quick. See the bleed DPS there, but again, tooltip stuff. This we need to replace. Not doing much. We did finally get markup submission. Should have been using this way earlier. As soon as you can use the vulnerability on hit, before you can get like a delvering or something like that to get it. Just bought a couple chaos 5 link. It was just an elder glorious blade. I'm not looking for anything in particular here, but the stun and block recovery is pretty nice, as well as filling out the resistances I need. Big chunk of armor. This is whatever, some leech mana leech. We'll get into exactly how I'm planning on solving it, because we still do have, as you can see, a lot of open sockets. I do think we're gonna, we're pushing the later game, we need to take a look and see what ores are going to help make this build feel more well-rounded. But I'm happy to report I did, say like last time that the video or the build wasn't feeling too great, but it's feeling much better now that we've gotten all of our ascendancy points filled out, and we are blocking indeed with the I did my Uber lab before I went to bed last night, and even before then, it was still feeling kind of like solid. It's like finally we have some block, even with versatile combatant. You definitely notice the difference in maps, because generally speaking, it's maps is where you get pegged by a lot of those little hits that end up killing you. Again, we're still having some issues, I think, with chaos damage, and we will have issues with ignite as soon as we turn off purity of elements. We are still leveling with that, and I am using Pred with the Herald of Purity now. I'll go into some details. It's kind of simple though. Anything that's alive long enough for it to matter, you can swap Pride on. You definitely don't want to have like one of your defensive wars on that. Better to have your damage be conditional. Not at all. And then as far as eviscerate, anybody, if you've seen any block stuff going on this weekend, you've surely seen some big numbers from eviscerate, and if totems died for stuff like this, so be it. Let's go do the highest level map, or one of them. We're progressing the Atlas, and then I'll also do the Polaric Invitation here, just to give an idea. None of these, besides cooldown recovery and flash charges, should really matter for us. We're gonna kind of just zoom through the map. I'm glad to report that even after challenger charges, we're still getting like really good speeds in the map. So let's go do that right quick right now. Atlas progression is very standard. Harbingers are nice. I've started to farm them. We're strong enough so that with the block you can just kind of farm them and just stand still. A lot of stuff you can just kind of stand still on. And yeah, so trying to pay attention to, it's kind of hard to miss. So first off, you can turn Pride on during, it's not like only on during like boss fights or whatever while you're mapping, as long as you have at least one of the sentinels that are taking, see now they're taking a debuff, and as soon as that goes down, your Pride goes down. So as long as the sentinels are kept awake, it's okay. Awake, no, whatever the word is. Alive, because they do start taking damage over time, but you kind of get to, you can turn it off, by the way, when it's already on, so you got to be careful of that. That big swing. So you can basically tell, I mean, the lucky block does effectively bring it up to 90 attack block and 80 something spell block if you've blocked recently. So this is going to be virtually up like all the time in maps, but just know that Gladiator is inherently sort of rolling some dice. I really probably wouldn't recommend Glad for a hardcore. It seems like a weird like softcore well-rounded build now, because in hardcore, I don't want to speak to hardcore, but I feel like the more consistent your defense is, the better. And if a rare monster crits you on like the first hit and you don't block it, that's probably gonna one-shot you, or barely over, or not even over 4k life. Probably eventually we'll get there, but I don't know, we'll see. I will say it's feeling like this is gonna be a very expensive build to scale further, to do like, as far as bossing, I'm not sure. I don't think it's going to be too easy to gear for tier 17th anyway. Seems to be okay here. Maybe you just got to really kind of be picky about, obviously block you're going to need, so you got to be picky about what you end up running. But I don't know, I've played worse stuff. This is, I've found this weapon on the ground. We can probably get some decent upgrades to it. craft a really GG fizz weapon if damage is really, you know, the issue, because we're kind of just shoving through an indoor map. I'd say we are kind of at our best, but you notice the eviscerate giving you, so let's try and AFK on the oh, we'll get the peep the shipment at the end here too. Be kind of a longer video, I think. I'll go live for a bit after this. Okay, so I mean, you can kind of just stand still and hold down your attack now that you're max block or whatever, you know. Let's not call it max block, let's call it like lucky block or skilled block, where it's like, look at my skills, like I'm just bopping this. I really shouldn't be using the shrines, but like, I don't know. Shrines I feel like don't actually do that much for a bleed build. Okay, here we go. See, we were taking some damage there. Obviously, I don't want to test tanking all that shit, but like these sorts of engagements in the League mechanic are made up of a lot of little hits, and just kind of standing still in the same area and holding down my attack button, which is pretty cool. Hey, that's a nice belt we can maybe try and use, or sell to a champion. But basically, anything that's coded as a hit is going to be kind of, I don't want to use the words like virtually invincible in maps, but like it's feeling pretty good. It's for general purpose mapping. Bossing, I guess, is where you might get into some trouble, and I feel like that wasn't a really good example of bossing, because I'm pretty sure the nuke fucking thing did it for me, but we take those. Trust me, we're gonna let's do the 2 mid-game invitations right now to show you how mediocre it truly is, because that made it look way better than it actually was. Let's go for this. Like, this guy does like mixture of like chaos damage and stuff, and like, here, we block that. We're standing on some damage over time. Alright, let's turn Pride on. Now keep in mind, you know, we do have the War of Attrition, or whatever the hell the node is called. Blocked. Okay, didn't block that. Took half damage. Block that. Kinda don't want to try and block that, even though I know it's a bunch of little hits. Okay, that we did end up blocking some of it. And we do about a third of the damage. I think I was like messing up on the third of their HP. Yeah, let's just fall in the water. It's not water. It's going this way. So, I mean, I will say Leap Slam has been kind of more than enough for my purposes. Oh shit, I'm fucking up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, I'm really fucking up. Remember when this first came out, I basically like gave up, and I was like, dude, GGG needs to fix their fucking game. They're making like the worst bosses ever. I'm still not in love with this bow. So let's just like really just like stand still on this guy. Should we try and block that? We blocked it. Okay, see? So, I mean, that's why block is cool, I guess. Let's try and block this. I'll take a death here. Okay. So I think, okay, this stuff I'm not going to bother trying, because I think it's like, you know, you can tell he's invincible there. And then it leaves like a trail with some bullshit. There you go, took the damage. But blocked it now, so now we're lucky block. So while the damage isn't nothing to write home about, I mean, we still have a lot of like scaling we can do. Not to mention that you know, the weapon can get far better. I don't know what the ceiling with like rune crafting and everything is for you know, setting up whatchamacallit, like the best in slot one-hand weapon. I'm sure we're gonna see it's, well, A, it's gonna cost a lot, and I might not want to invest that into this, but we'll see. Oh, it's doing its thing. Do we try and block it? Let's stand right on it. Gladiator, man. Gladiator's back. I mean, I've always liked block. A lot of times it would be like something on like the, you know, it's how you'd make like a witch tanky, like glancing blows and stuff like that. But like, oh no, hunger. Gotta pay attention. Cheating. You can't totally AFK the boss, I guess, but you know, this is decent enough. Do we go for 3? I'm scared. I don't want to. Okay. It feels wrong. It feels like I'm like cheating or something a lot of the time. Oh, you fucker. Whatever. Well, look at that health. And I mean, again, still a lot of progress we can make in terms of full DPS, but you know, you don't really pick a Gladiator because you want the most, you know, flashy crit build. That's, you know, can you come up, dude? Blocked on that. And eviscerate. There you go. So not bad, you know, especially considering, check the POB. This is a level of gear I think is very doable. Let's go do the other one. That one I think is going to be a little trickier. But again, it's like anything that in the game counts as a hit, like, we're going to be able to take care of it, like, kind of nicely. So it's... While I hesitate to call it super consistent and well-rounded, it does end up feeling that way. At least as far as hit-based damage is concerned. Think like regen, I think we might go like Petrified Blood to get like Overleech or something, just to like up our regen and stuff like that. And let's just stay on it and like hit it. That I'm like not gonna, I don't want to get hit with it. Like Astral Avalanche, I don't want to get hit by. So I mean, maybe I could. I mean, I might right here. Yeah. Okay, maybe we could try this. See, like, are those all just small hits? Like, we're just blasting through this. A lot of these things are hits. I would have been dead on a lot of other things. Okay. No, we just block it. Eviscerate comes out. Eviscerate's kind of how you can tell when you're blocking, like, pops up. But I'm blocking way more than every time Eviscerate comes up. But, like, look at it on cooldown. Like, it comes off on cooldown. Like, this, is this getting me? Like, yes, but that's because I'm on this side. Okay, that's like, you know, you just block the stuff. Just don't take damage. Just the new Gladiator Ascendancy is so beyond, you know, I can't believe I almost didn't consider, like, get the lucky block. I didn't really understand how good it was. I think maybe like newer players might not really understand that either. So let's stay on the icy side. Oh no, how are you supposed to do it? Is it like this? I see, you don't even need to know the boss. It's just one of those builds. It's just so tanky that you're really doing that a lot. You know, it's a good thing I'm such a skilled RuneScape raider. Leave a like if you like RuneScape, that I can dodge all your shit. Fucker. You know, let's just tank right through. Let's see. Nope, I'm getting ya. I'm getting ya. I'm getting ya. Is this like a special thing that he only drops? No, it's like one. Yeah, it's of course. And there you go. Well, that's the progress so far. I think I'm gonna go live and try and just push through the rest of the red maps. I do have enough chaos to kind of get it. I think, you know, we only gotta kill it once. And I want to get into a farming strat that this can run to make some base currency to do some. If not, we'll see how it feels. You know, if I'm attempting tier 14 plus farms on this thing and it's feeling as solid as it has been, then we'll stick with that. Here's a quick look at the tree. You know, I think like stuff like this, like conditional things for mapping, is really where the Glad's gonna shine. And it's not the flashiest, quickest bosser, but as you saw there, I mean, it's very forgiving depending on exactly what you're getting into. And yeah, we will see. I think eventually we might have to drop like this whole section for a cluster jewel here, but those are probably going to be pretty expensive, so I'll look into maybe self-farming them. Again, I don't know what else to say. It's a pretty cut and dry. I will say Puncture, or no, I'm not using Puncture. Perforate is kind of really good with Crimson Dance. I've gone on and off Crimson Dance a little bit, and I have kind of ended up liking it best on with Crimson Dance, just because the nature of one attack is going to proc 6 bleeds. You might as well have them all, you know. I think volatility coming in as the 6th link, and maybe a Ryslathas. I haven't even looked at the price, because I think getting a base weapon is more important, because the rolls on your weapon is one thing, but that's based on the weapon you have. So I don't know how much like this would be costing right now with dot multi. This is like a 20-30 chaos weapon, I would say, maybe, with 44 to strength. Yeah, maybe even more. I do, you know, that strength roll, but you know, the strength roll isn't really the biggest thing. The attack speed is nice. Actually, yeah, let's take the the attack speed into account there. Okay, so maybe this weapon's like a div or two in the current economy, and it's pretty good. But it's very early on. You just have to keep an eye out for something enough flat fizz, and that you can craft the prefix of fizz damage on. This wasn't, you know, this is just very low rolls of everything we're looking for. So again, very achievable. Shield is just giving us a lot of attack speed and stuff like that. Not really as much life and resistances as you can. I've been on the lookout for shields like that. And the boots are still 20% move speed, but they have 120 life, some rarity, and we're leap slamming everywhere. And I guess stun and block recovery, it's hard to say. That's stun and block recovery, like you're blocking so much, it's one of the things that are always nice to have. But yeah. Beyond that, we're going to go live for a bit and chill and just blast some maps. It is very comfy now that we have our block all set up to just kind of farm whatever content. I was doing some essences and harbingers without much problem, but we will see how it all gets set up. And we're just going to keep going, because you know, we have not stopped since we got this weapon around white maps. I would, again, if you're having trouble with scaling some attack builds, push some weapons, push some damage on that side. You got to update your weapons. There's just no way to get it. All of the gem changes in the world of added effectiveness of added damage is the flat damage on your weapon. You got to boost your weapons, guys. If you take nothing else from this 16-minute Rambo video of mediocre damage. But I'll see you in the next one. Bye.